now for your Wheaton College Thunder. 5'8" senior out of Springdale, Arkansas, number 3, Jordan Benford. 5'9" junior out of San Jose, California, number 4, Paris Griffin. 5'6" senior from Leeds, Summit, Missouri, number 7, Lacey Higgins. 5'11" senior out of Edmond, Oklahoma, number 9, Ashton Major. 6'2" junior out of Hudsonville, Michigan, number 15, Sydney Overway. 5'7" sophomore out of San Jose, California, number 16, Catherine Atkinson. And the liberos of 5'8" senior from Rockford, Texas, number 11, Grace Autry. Thunder coached by Aaron Cummings, assisted by Haley Horner and Ashley Sell.
It's the home opener for the Wheaton Thunder women's volleyball season as they take on the Rockford Regents out of the NAC here in this non-conference clash. Wheaton enters a perfect 7-0 after their best start since 2018 and looking to make history by starting 8-0 for the first time in program history. But the Rockford Regents, led by first-year head coach Rothstein, look to play spoiler and pick up their second win of the season. As the Regents enter this game 1-3. They just snapped their own losing streak, an 8-match losing streak dating back to last season. Now, previously under Coach Burns, who is not back for this season, set a new era. Two relatively young head coach, Coach Plunkett's second season with the program, after finishing with their first winning record, 15-14 last year since 2019. And let's roll from King Arena. Leah Cook sends that one away. Assist there by Higgins. On the drive, there's Atkinson. Catherine Atkinson, what a name for her. 12 kills against Marianne, entering this game with 67 kills, 9th in the CCIW. Sophomore out of San Jose, California, has made a name for herself, especially given the fact that the Thunder lose a lot of key attackers from last year, including Emerson Schrawick, as well as Caroline Katz, the second team All-CCIW selection. Dig there by Cooks yet again. Able to send that one back was Shaw. This time right down the middle for Overweg. A beautiful drop shot right there, right into that donut by Sydney Overweg. Overweg junior of Hudsonville, Michigan. Thunder already up early 2-0 here in this first home match of the 2025 season. Once again, Atkinson to send it away. Cooks there the dig once again, and that gets through for Kennedy Bryant. First kill for her. 11 kills for Kennedy Bryant against Eureka, tied with Rodriguez. Specifically, Mia Rodriguez of Rockford. Want to work that right side with Paris Griffin. And a beautiful kill right there. Carly Beach could not recover for Rockford. Paris Griffin only played in 7 games last year. Has already played in 7 matches this season. In fact, has started in all as Grace Autry now deep to send it for Wheaton. And that one is going to be a service ace for Grace Autry. Her 4th ace of the season. A lot of experience with this Thunder team. 3 seniors, Autry, Benford, as well as Lacey Higgins. A lot of veteran experience for second-year head coach Plunkett. And there's a roof right there. Wheaton able to send it right back. I believe it was Ashton Major getting home. Combo block alongside Jordan Benford, but they'll likely give it to Major. Good start for Wheaton. They're up 5-1 here. Miller just passed that one over. Chance for the Thunder to respond off a weak attack. And does that stay in play? It does. Right down the middle, Ashton Major coming back for another season. Was a senior last year. Senior once again, had an extra year of eligibility because of an injury a couple of seasons ago. 6-1 early lead for Wheaton in set number 1. Once again, has to be pat over there by Miller. Benford, they want to work it on the left pin, just taps it over yet again. Great save by Rockford, and specifically Layla Cooks. Somehow, Callie Sostak able to get that one over for Rockford, and that one gets right through the tool block. Another point for Wheaton. And an early timeout is going to be taken by Coach Rothstein. An early 7-1 lead for the Thunder. We'll first preview the Rockford Regents. As Coach Rothstein, first year with the Regents, 1-3 overall, as he replaces Coach Burns, who coached a couple of seasons. He was previously an assistant at center from 2023 to 25. As they made the NCAA tournament for the first time at center. This is specifically with Coach Rothstein, a GA, and actually played his volleyball at Fontbonne from 2022 to 23. 1,327 career digs for Coach Rothstein, the most in Division III, a 4-time All-NVCL selection and a 2-time NVCL Defensive Player of the Year for Coach Rothstein. What's interesting about him, he did not play volleyball until 7th to 8th grade. And before he got his assistant gig at center, he was a State Farm agent. Again, replacing Coach Burns' first season with the Regents, a team that's projected to finish second to last. Out of the NAC, only Alverno is worse. Of course, this is a loaded conference. Out of the NAC, as you have Edgewood, the favorites, and they got 18 first-place votes. Nice save there by Grace Autry. Here comes Jordan Benford just tapping it over. Dig there by Cooks. That one is off the hands of Jordan Benford. Finally a point for Rockford. Nia Rodriguez now to send it away for the Regents. Once again, back to Jordan Benford. Does it stay in play? Does not. Instead goes out. Back-to-back points for the Regents. Trying to climb back into this ball game. Again, just wanted to clarify, Coach Rothstein graduated from Fontbonne in 2022. Then he was an assistant in 2022 to 23, if I didn't clarify that enough. And Bryant just sends that one over in 2 shots. Dig there by Autry. Set up for Benford as they were targeting Mia Rodriguez on that last play, and that one misplayed for the Regents. And specifically, Jalen Rhodes could not collect it. There's a couple of new substitutions. Reese Donho, the freshman, is in out of Medina, Ohio, to Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy, alongside Mary Hammond, another freshman out of Rolling Meadows, Illinois. Coach Plunkett really high on his freshman class, already making some big contributions as the 7-0 start. Somehow Autry digs that one over, and Bryant stuffs it to the net. Another point for Wheaton. Rockford also considered a little bit young. They lose Madison Perry, 244 kills, hit 310, third in the NAC, 98th in all of Division III, of second team all NAC, It was also the first Rockford player named all NAC since Kayla Cruz did it back in 2014. But they do return Kennedy Bryant on that outside hitting spot, Mia Rodriguez in the middle hitting spot, as well as Jalen Rhodes. Layla Cooks, their main setter, who had 361 assists, did Cooks, which led the team. Benford again, that one off the hands of the libero, Kira Ross, and Wheaton responds. Benford, once again, one of those seniors for Wheaton out of Arkansas. And that one's going to be a service ace for Jordan Benford. Coming into this game with 7 aces. Now, to just clarify, Wheaton did play in the Sugarloaf Classic against Buena Vista, St. Mary's, Martin Luther, and Luther. Some of the stats may be a little bit inaccurate as the SIDs are still trying to figure stuff out, but we'll just go with what we have from last weekend's tournament. Right down the middle goes Major. Somehow put over there. Wow, what a play there by Rockford and Miller. And Leverston tried to targeting it wide. Instead, it goes out. Tammy Leverston Tamsi Leverston, the senior at Davis, Illinois. Recent transfer from Rock Valley College a couple of years ago. Leverton yet again. This time it's home. Tamsi Leverton, 7 kills against Eureka. Led the team in blocks last year with 26 for the Regents. Coach Rothstein talked about how she brings so much energy to this team. 12-5, 7-point lead, and that one's rejected right down the middle. That is Jalen Rhodes in her middle blocking spot. There to stuff it right back. 5 blocks against Beloit. That is a career high for her on September 6th, though not too long ago in their last match. Again, which snapped an 8-match losing streak dating back to last year. Atkinson tries. That one's, I believe, out of play, and it is. So Rockford starting to make some strides in this first set. Ashley Miller, senior of Elgin, Illinois, there to serve. Went to Elgin Community College as well as Oakton Community College before settling here to Rockford last season. And that's going to be a point for Wheaton. Misplayed there by Jalen Rose, trying to get the dig. 13-7 Wheaton lead. Served there by Major, dig there by Ross. From the left pin goes Shaw. Atkinson now floats it over as Rhodes able to tap that one over. Atkinson tries again. Got blocked right there over the middle by Tamsi Leverton. Shaw now. Atkinson set up once for her. Shaw fires, Benford gets the dig. Wheaton's going to have to get that one over. They barely do, and they're going to call, I believe, a net violation. No, but double touch against Wheaton. As Major will check out, they bring back the libero, Grace Autry, very talented player, seen her at Prosper, Texas, 466 digs for her, 7th in the CCIW, and also led the team. Trouble to serve there. They're able to recover. Atkinson fires right off the hands of Ross. Six-point deficit right now for the Regents here in this first set. And that one down low for Ross. That's going to be an ace. Right now, Wheaton in this match hitting 227, Rockford at 0. As the Regents only have 3 kills in this match compared to the Thunder, who have 9. As Coach Rothstein will call his second and final timeout of the first half, or the first set. And meanwhile, I'll turn it over to Wheaton again. This is a team that came off a 15-14 season under then first-year head coach, Coach Plunkett, but now he's in his second season and has done a lot. Of course, previously a head coach at Gardner-Webb from 2021 to 23, had a 30-51 overall record, but in their final season at Gardner-Webb, Coach Plunkett finished 14-13, second most regular season wins in program history, advanced to the Big South Tournament semifinal for the first time. Also served as an associate head coach and recruiting coordinator at Illinois State from 2012 to 2021. And was also an assistant at Clark from 2010 to 2012. As he played his college volleyball at California Baptist back in 2004 to 2008, back when they did have a men's volleyball team. As they went to the NAIA National Tournament and National Championship specifically 3 times. But an impressive head coach is Plunkett. Again, 7-0 for the first time since 2018, looking to make it 8-0 for the first time in program history if they can get a win here tonight against the Regents. And right now in a good spot, leading this one by 6. Here is Lacey Higgins to serve for Wheaton. Rockford out of timeouts for the remainder of this set. Wheaton still has 2 as there's a roof right there. Sydney Overway. Pretty much saying, get out of my way. 5 blocks against Luther. Last year has 79 blocks, 8th in the CCIW. That's her 6th block of the season. Paris Griffin. That one sails wide, though, for her. Kind of going back to the Regents, other than losing Madison Perry, they lose Melanie Moreno as well as Alex Burton, Jasmine Lambert. Specifically for Lambert, 338 digs, which was not only good enough to lead the team, but also good enough to be 10th out of the NAC. Again, you're talking about an extremely tough conference featuring Aurora as well as Edgewood. Edgewood has mainly won the conference the last couple of years, and has therefore clinched a bunch of NCAA tournament berths. All right, there, nice blocked by Rockford. It was Kennedy Bryant as well as Mila Rodriguez there. And that one's out of play, really the first service error we've seen from the Regents. Atkinson once again, the sophomore, to serve it. 12 kills against Marianne, 12 against Martin Luther College. That one also sails wide, back-to-back service aces from both teams. As Miriam Paulsdal-Niego, the freshman of Elmhurst, Illinois, checks in her 6th match of the season. Coming in from Elmhurst, Illinois, Timothy Christian High School is Paulsdal-Niego. Once again, on that left pin goes Benford. Nice dig there by Bryant. Miller sends it over. Higgins, dump shot. Execution right there by Lacey Higgins. Caught the entire defense napping. Just many ways Lacey Higgins can get to you for Wheaton. This was a player that had 869 assists, second in the CCIW, 68th in all of Division III, and also to mention, just got over 2,000 career assists last week. The 10th player in Wheaton history to get over 2,000 assists, as that one was out of play right there for Rockford. But so far on the season, averaging 7.09 assists, 5th out of the CCIW, 156 total assists if you want that number, 5th in the CCIW. A player who's definitely going to be a candidate for an all-CCIW mention at the end of this season. Paulsdal-Niego with a dig from that left pin again. As Brian taps that one over. Dig there by Higgins. Once again, Paris Griffin. That one is out of play, though. Point for Rockford. And for both of these teams, somewhat disrespected from their respective conference polling. Rockford, as we talked about, is projected to finish second to last, only Alverno's worse. Wheaton also projected to finish low as Jordan Benford cracks one from that left pin. But going back to the CCIW preseason poll, Illinois Wesleyan, the overwhelming favorite, 8 first-place votes. Milliken projected to finish second, and it's Carthage at third, North Central fourth, North Park is fifth, Elmhurst 6th, Augustin at 7th. Then you get to Wheaton at 8th place. The only team that's projected to finish worse than Wheaton is Carroll. But as of right now, Wheaton and Illinois Wesleyan, the two only undefeated teams left in the CCIW. Meanwhile, Milliken, they played an extremely tough non-conference slate. They're 1-5. They were previously ranked in the coaches poll, but with the releasing of this poll this week, unranked. As Kennedy Bryant once again smacks it to the tape. Wheaton is 2 points away from set point and taking set number 1 after all that talking. As you have Reese Donahoe just throwing it right down to the net. Rockford gets a point back. Reese Donahoe and Miriam Paulsdal-Niego, the two freshmen in for Wheaton. Rockford mostly has a senior front out there, right down the teeth. Major was denied, though. Atkinson. That one rejected yet again. Hammond as well as Major combining in on that block. Thunder now 1 point away from taking this first set. Wheaton 133 so far, 11 kills in this match. Specifically the first set, since we've only played one. Also 4 service aces. Rockford does not have any. And tolling that run, Tamsi Leverton trying to keep this first set alive. Five kills against Beloit for Leverton. Rockford, they're down by 10. Overway, nice tap there by Valdez. Valdez, one of those freshmen on for Rockford. Miller the dig. Valdez the assist. Upstairs there for Shaw, and another point. Jay Shaw gave her the kill, coming off a career high 5 kills against Beloit not too long ago in their last match. Former Olivet Nazarene attendee. I don't think played there at all, but coming here to Rockford a couple of seasons ago. Basically coming home. Does that stay in play? It will. Wheaton closes it out with Catherine Atkinson. That is set number 1 in the books, as the Thunder win it 25-15. And we'll bring you the start of the second set after these messages and a word from the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. Welcome back to the start of the second set. Catherine Atkinson, the one that got the kill for Wheaton. 12 kills against Marian. In fact, had a double-double against Marian. 12 kills, 11 digs. First double-double of the season entering this match with 3 double-doubles. As that was Lacey Higgins there to serve it for Wheaton. Atkinson yet again. Miller now on the send back. Harris Griffin. So far a good rally by Rockford. Higgins right down the middle. They try to go for Sydney Overway, but Rockford gets the first points. Here's now Carly Beach to send it away, the sophomore out of Illinois, 5'5". Overway. Beautifully set right there by Lacey Higgins. Placed it at the perfect spot. And just splat it down. Sydney Overway. Playing in her 5th match is Sydney Overway. That one is going to be sailed wide for Kennedy Bryant. As Ackerson sails that one to the net. Here's Mia Rodriguez now. Sierra Coal City, Illinois. Higgins wants to go to Jordan Benford to stay in play. They're going to say it does. Rockford disagrees with the call, though. For Jordan Benford, 17 kills, 17 digs against UW La Crosse, and then 14 kills and 10 digs against Luther. Entering the season with 2 double-doubles, career 4 double-doubles. As that one once again patted down to the net by Bryant. Here's Autry now for Wheaton. And that's going to be a service ace there for Grace Autry, misplayed by Ashley Miller. Autry again leading the team in digs, 90 digs for her, also good enough to be 6th in the CCIW. And Miller able to get home there. Ashley Miller gets the kill. That's her first kill of the ball game. Isabel Valdez now for Rockford. Griffin denied though. A beautiful sent back. Ashley Miller as well as Tamsi Leverton combining in on that block. Pauls Doniego with the dig. Benford played nicely there by Valdez. And that will be out of play for Miller. Just couldn't get that one home. There is one of those freshmen, Reese Donho, to send it away for the Thunder. That one is out though. So service there for Donho. A Wheaton team that has not made too many mistakes. Miller, that one barely gets over the tape. Dig there by Major. Here comes Benford. What a save by Ross. Rockford just going to have to pat that one over. A chance for the Thunder to respond. As Benford cannot get it over the net. Here's now Ashley Miller. And a ball just landed on the floor, I believe. So, if anything, they're going to have to just redo that point. So, a little bit of interference. No team is penalized on that last possession. Good save there by Ross. Rockford just going to have to pelt that one over. Pauls Doniego with a nice save. And that one's going to be a kill there. What a save there by Miriam Pauls Doniego. As she will sub out. Benford hits the tape instead. Point for Rockford. Oh, what a nice block. That one by Ashton Major all by herself. Sydney Overway might have gotten a piece of that as well for Wheaton. 8-7 Thunder lead here in set number one. That one is out of play. We're tied at 8 apiece. Something that Coach Rothstein talked about in the Rock Talk, which is their podcast. He talked about the week-by-week mentality, wanting to improve on serve receive specifically, and wanting to be a great defensive team. As you look at a lot of the stats for Rockford, hitting .096 on the season, 11th out of the NAC. Last year, they hit 165, which was 4th. That was mainly because of Madison Perry, but Rockford wanted to put a little bit more emphasis on their defense and making teams earn it. And that one denied. Overway as well as Atkinson getting in, combining on another block. 4 blocks so far for Wheaton here in set number 2. They have a 10-8 lead over the Regents. Mertz once again denied. Overway probably got the clean block right there. Sydney Overway, such a tall frame, 6'2", out of Hudsonville, Michigan. Again, 5 blocks against Luther, which led the team. Also 79 blocks, which led the team, and also going to be 8th in the CCIW last year. Paris Griffin, take there by Miller. Higgins for Atkinson. That one in play, and a kill for Catherine Atkinson. That's her 5th kill of the match. As Coach Rothstein wants to talk it over, another timeout is taken, the first of the second set. But Jordan Benford as well as Catherine Atkinson leaned away, both with 5 kills apiece. And again, a lot of questions coming for this Wheaton team. No Caroline Capps, no Emerson Treywick. They even lose some size with Bree Gilbert. But it's been Catherine Atkinson, it's been Jordan Benford, and then some of the new players for Wheaton. Miriam Paulsdal-Niego making some plays, as well as Reese Donho. The Thunder have gotten some key contributions from their freshmen. And then another person who transferred in from Wilmington, Delaware, Carolyn Osborne, has not played a match, but Coach Plunkett talks about her dynamic skill set being a major factor as a setter and an attacker. And Coach Plunkett is high on her abilities, Osborne's abilities. A chance to be a strong leader and someone, of course, with a lot of collegiate experience. As the Thunder have a 12-8 lead against the Regents. As Wheaton right now on a 4-0 run here at set number 2. Here's Lacey Higgins to serve. Layla Cooks there on that assist. Atkinson once again denied, out of play though. Point for Wheaton. And that's going to be an ace there by Lacey Higgins. Rockford was caught off guard. It's now a 6-0 run for Wheaton. That one hits the tape. What's the ruling? It's going to be Wheaton points. Shaw, that one, what are they going to roll out of play? It's now an 8-0 run for the Thunder. Atkinson once again fires, and she's able to get the dig there. Paris Griffin wants to try, and it can't be saved though by Layla Cooks. Paris Griffin, 2 kills on 9 swings. Atkinson, 6 kills on 14 swings, hitting .214. Meanwhile, Benford, 5 of 13 with .231 is her hitting percentage. And once again, that is yet another point for the Thunder. 18-8. Coach Rothstein calls yet another timeout. I mean, at one point it was 8-8 in the second set. The Thunder on a 10-0 run ever since that point, as they are also hitting .222 on the match, 7 kills for them. Meanwhile, Rockford, they have made 7 errors, hitting negative .353. Here the second set again for the Thunder. They are a perfect 7-0, trying to get to 8-0 for the first time in program history. It has been a remarkable start so far for Wheaton under second-year head coach, Coach Plunkett, and a team that's really been building off a lot of momentum from last year. Coach Plunkett talked about in the last game against Carroll how he wanted to finish with a winning record. They did exactly that, their first winning record since 2019 when they went 17-13. But now the goal for Wheaton is get back to the CCIW tournament. For the last couple of seasons, they finished with the losing record in conference play. In fact, the last time the Thunder have gone to the CCIW tournament was back in 2021. And now it's an 11-0 run. Another service ace, that time for Lacey Higgins. Back-to-back aces for Higgins. The run will not stop. Make it 12-0 ever since this second set was tied at 8-8 apiece. Right down the tee, another block, Overway, as well as Griffin. It is 21-8, Wheaton leads. Sostak sends it over, but it hits the net instead. 3 points away is Wheaton from this second set, taking the second set. 14-0 run, is right there. Finally a point for Rockford off a service error. For a Rockford team, they finished 10-14, 1-12 out of the NAC. Currently riding 6 consecutive losing seasons. But Coach Rothstein very optimistic about this team, preaching the patience and confidence, as there's yet another kill right there for Rockford and Mia Rodriguez. Correction, that is Ashley Mersch on that last kill for Rockford. Higgins down the middle, saved there by Ross. Higgins back to Paris Griffin, gets her on the block. The Thunder 2 points away from taking set number 2. But even though for Rockford they finished with 6 consecutive losing seasons, they actually in some ways had their best season, the most wins since 2007 when they went 11-18 in that season. Again, they went 10-14 last year under the final year of Coach Burns. And they're going to give the point to Wheaton. Too many touches on the other end for Rockford, as the Thunder are 1 point away from taking a 2-0 lead. They're in set number 2. Paul Stahl-Niego saying she finish it. And is it in play? It is. Mary Patrick gets involved. 8th kill for Patrick this season, and the Thunder have a 2-0 lead after 2 sets. And we'll bring you the start of the third set after these messages and a word from the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network.
In the beginning, God created. He created them. As God's image bearers, we are offered a sacred opportunity to reflect God's attributes. Through His inspiration, we embark on a journey of discovery, learning how He has gifted us to imagine, experiment, and explore. We embrace the mystery of the yet to be and seek to bring the unknown to light. These acts of creativity reflect our Maker, and so we become His reflections. Author, sculptor, weaver, orchestrator, gardener, craftsman, designer. And yet, we ourselves are unfinished works, being developed, inspired, and supported. To lean into these creative endeavors, we must practice vulnerability, vision, discipline, and commitment. While art often emerges quickly, it takes a lifetime to achieve the works that God has for us. The creator's journey requires both collaboration and solitude, time for rough ideas and polished performances. Artists have a special calling to articulate God's glory for the world to experience and understand through a human lens. This is the sacred call that compels us to live for Christ and His kingdom. At Wheaton, you will find a Christ-centered community of artistic and academic excellence. It is a grace-filled campus that is designed to nurture your skills and scholarship to pursue His calling. Whether you're in the classroom, the art studio, on stage, in chapel, alone, or with close friends, you'll flourish at Wheaton College. Consider your artistic potential and how it could change the world. How has God called you to reflect His glory? Explore the arts at Wheaton and rise to your God-given potential.
Well, how dominant has Wheaton been this season so far? They have swept their last 4 opponents. In fact, swept 6 out of their last 7 opponents. Again, this is their first 7-0 start since 2018, and specifically against Rockford, they have never lost a set in the 3 matchups that they've played. As these teams first played on October 13th, 2012. Wheaton won that 3-0, obviously. Last time these two teams played was at the Benedictine Eagle Classic, where, as I said before, Wheaton won 3-0. And it looks like that way, if Wheaton can hang on and take care of Rockford in set number 3, that will now make it 4 consecutive matches where the Thunder have swept the Regents. Rockford, though, trying to steal a set right here and play a little bit of spoiler. Hagan somehow got that one over, but it's out of play, and it's going to be a point for Rockford. Again, this was a match that was once tied 8-8 in set number 2, and then Wheaton went on a terrific run over 12-0 in set number 2. Atkinson fires, out of play, though. A Regents team that, the stats a little bit deceptive given how Rockford's only played 4 matches, so haven't been siding them necessarily, but only 134 kills up to this point, entering tonight specifically, 11th out of the NAC. They don't average that many service aces or digs per se, as Rockford once again gets on the board. And for Wheaton, though, again, take it with a grain of salt. They're hitting .241 entering this match, 200, which is second in the CCIW, 34th in all of Division III. They have 299 kills entering this match, 4th in the CCIW, 69th in all of Division III. 41 total blocks, 3rd in the CCIW, 85th, as Wheaton finally gets on the board for their first point of the 3rd set. And for fans who are tuning in for the first time, again, Wheaton's up 2-0, but you might have noticed the new look for King Arena. That was because King Arena was renovated from August 12th to September 6th. And so it was actually nail-biting whether these two teams would be able to play here at King Arena, as they were refurbishing the floor and trying to make things look aesthetically nice. The plan was if this match was not able to be played here at King of Rain because of compilations or just confusion or any sort of misstep in the process in terms of being able to renovate the floors, then the plan would have been to play at Gregory Arena in Naperville, where North Central plays. But luckily, no confusion in terms of what the plan was in terms of being able to renovate this court in time. Everyone was on the same page. The cleaners were able to clean the court in time, which is why we have a matchup tonight. We'll also have a matchup tomorrow night as Wheaton will play against Concordia, Wisconsin, and of course the Scribner. Wheaton has Aurora, Lawrence, UW Stevens Point, and Concordia, Chicago. Right now an early 4-2 lead for the Regents. As there is Mary Patrick, one of those freshman outside hitters for Wheaton, as Coach Plunkett talked about her rare combination of versatility and athleticism at the position. Bailey's back in for Wheaton. There's Autry to serve. For Lacey Higgins, she has not had to do that much. Again, already over 2,000 career assists from her last match. She only has 13 assists tonight. That was mainly because of a lot of the mistakes that Rockford's made. In fact, 17 total errors for the Regents so far through 3 sets. Paul Stalniego there on that last dig. As Rhodes able to just pat that one over. Chance for the Thunder. Here's Higgins right down the middle. Faith Bailey rejected though. Patrick will try. Mary Patrick. That one in play for her. Third kill for Patrick again for Wheaton. Catherine Atkinson leading the way, 6 of 16, hitting 125 on the match. Meanwhile, Sydney Overweight has 4 total blocks, which leads the Thunder and leads everyone, regardless if you're on Rockford or Wheaton. Nice save there by Patrick. And it will be Grace Autry simply to send that one over. Here come the Regents now. As that was Rhodes who just pat that one over. Patrick again, rejected. And it gets home there. What a nice tool block there by the Regents. Kennedy Bryant able to make the play, as well as Jalen Rhodes combining in. For Rockford, Bryant and Miller each, as well as Leverston has 2 kills apiece. Tamsi Leverton. That one brought back. Faith Bailey didn't have to do that much. But they're going to give the point, I believe, to Rockford on that last possession. So it's a point for Rockford, as I believe the umpires just said Faith Bailey touched the net. So point for Rockford. Patrick. Higgins. And her second kill, Lacey Higgins with that dump shot. She doesn't do it that often, but a very valuable weapon for Lacey Higgins. Mary Hammond, one of those other freshmen, are back in. 6'2", her dad, Rob Hammond, a 2014 Wheaton Hall of Famer in both basketball as well as baseball, drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays in the 1999 MLB draft. So some family lines, her father and now her daughter coming to Wheaton. Patrick, it was digged out there by Autry. Here's Hammond, stopped there at the net. Rockford tries again. Paul Stalniego just gonna have to tap that one over for Wheaton. There's now Miller. Bailey, and it'll be a point for Wheaton. A little bit misplayed there, too many touches on Wheaton's end. Right now the Thunder hitting 160 on the match. Rockford negative 145 is their hitting percentage. Overweight, dig there by Ross, assist there. And that one is a kill. Working it from that left pin, Ashley Miller, her 4th kill. Now 4 of 13. in tonight's match. Israel Valdez to serve for Rockford. Patrick gets through for now. Rockford leading it by 4. That one's out of play. Rockford with their largest lead yet as Overway sails it. And for the first time in this match, Coach Plunkett wants to talk it over with his team. He'll spend a timeout. But specifically for Coach Rothstein, we talked about some of the goals that Rockford has. He also credits another person, his assistant coach, Coach Vo. Talked about how her experience with the Minnesota Volleyball Academy has been helpful, as well as just her knowing how to coach, because for Coach Rothstein, this is technically his first time ever holding a head coaching gig. Again, he was an assistant at center back when center made it all the way to the NCAA tournament for the first time in their program history, and then was a GA at Fontbonne. But for Coach Vo, a recent graduate herself, she graduated from Augsburg in 2025. Again, Coach Rothstein graduated from 2022. We talked about how he had an incredible career, 1,327 career digs, most in Division III, a 4-time All-NVCL selection, as well as a 2-time All-NVCL Defensive Player of the Year. But for the Regents, after this match, they'll actually have some time to rest. They'll play on the road against MSOE, and then their first home match at last will come against Knox on September 23rd. But right now, a good start for the Regents, up 10-5 here in their 5th match of the season. And they're going to give that kill credit to Faith Bailey, just simply able to just tap that one over, pat it over, whatever you want to say. As Paul Stalniego is back out for Wheaton. Patrick to serve for Wheaton. Miller, in play there for Ashley Miller. 5 of 14 now is Miller, hitting 154 in this match. Alongside 7 digs, which also leads the team, alongside Kira Ross, who also has 7. Once again, Miller to serve. Rockford up by 5, tied for their largest lead. Atkinson, that one out of play, and can't be saved there by Ross. But for the Regents, obviously not necessarily known for their volleyball. The only time they made the NCAA tournament was back in 2003. That was also the last time they've had a winning season. They've had 21 consecutive losing seasons since 2003. But also, the other issue for Rockford is the fact that they've had 13 consecutive seasons where they won 2 or less games in the NAC. You got to go back to 2011 when they won 2 or more games out of the NAC. They won 5 in 2011. As there's a kill there by Tansy Leverton. Leverton, her 3rd kill. But for the Regents also, they've only made the NAC tournament 4 times. The last time back in 2011, they made also in spring of 2021 when everyone was invited. But Coach Rothstein hoping to change the culture here at Rockford. Again, a young head coach, 2 relatively young head coaches in Rothstein, as well as Coach Plunkett. As Kira Ross is back in for Mia Rodriguez. Thunder up 2-0 here through 2 sets. That one, Lee might have hit the net right there. Somebody had a net interference on Rockford's side. Valdez there with that assist. Atkinson now off the Lacey Higgins assist. Able to get home for Wheaton. 8 kills now for Atkinson. If you're wondering what her career high is, it's 18 kills against Rose Holman back on September 13th, 2024. Probably won't get to that mark, but just in case you're wondering. One out of play, and another point for Wheaton. As Coach Rothstein, probably a wise timeout right there, as the lead is all of a sudden cut down to 1. And for Rockford, we talked about this before, they snapped an 8-match losing streak when they defeated Beloit, and in that match they actually led 2-0 through 2 sets, including defeating Beloit 25-9 in set number 2, but then, and also hit 391 in that second set, but then they lost the third and fourth set. Almost felt like they were going to get a reverse sweep from the Buccaneers, but able to prevail in that 5th set to snap their 8-match losing streak. Meanwhile, for Wheaton, again, they will have Concordia, Wisconsin tomorrow. This match against Rockford between these two teams was a late add. Originally, Concordia, Wisconsin was Wheaton's first home match of the season, and then they added Rockford not too long ago. With these two teams playing, again, Wheaton trying to get to 8-0 for the first time in program history. It's also a Wheaton team that has received some votes out of the coaches poll, and one of 2 undefeated teams left out of the CCIW, currently 2nd place in the conference, although that really doesn't mean anything because conference play hasn't even started. And Wheaton is projected to finish 2nd to last, but the Thunder trying to prove the doubters wrong in the sense of the coaches who voted Wheaton to finish nearly in the back of the conference. Atkinson again, rejected. Tampsey Leverton gets home on another block, as well as Jalen Rose. Right now for the Regents, a lot of the blocks they've credited to Rhodes. 5 blocks for her, which ties her career high when she had 5 blocks in her last matchup against Beloit. Atkinson denied again. Kennedy Bryant, as well as Jalen Rose once more. Benford, that one hit the ceiling. Still in play if it touched the ceiling. Atkinson, this time a soft floater. Higgins once again. This time Rockford not confused. Higgins got them the last 2 times. This time we're going to go a little bit more traditional with Overway. And they're going to count that as a block. Beautifully played there by Overway in that middle blocking spot. Miriam Paulsdal-Niego back in for Wheaton. She's there to serve. Is that out of play? They're going to say yes, it is. So it's going to be a point for Wheaton. Paulsdal-Niego yet again to serve for Wheaton. And that one sailed wide for her. That is now the 10th service error for Wheaton. Rockford, meanwhile, only has 2 errors, so only the negative thing for Wheaton is the fact that they have that many service errors. But otherwise, a flawless performance as Benford climbs the imaginary ladder and completely cranks it. Pause. They want to go to Paris Griffin right there. Played nicely by the Regents, and it gets through. Right now, the Thunder are on a 5-1 run. And Wheaton went on an incredible run in the second set, over 12-0 in that one. Benford just has to tap that one over. Paul Del Niego there with the dig, and that one is in play. As the Regents will use a timeout. I believe it was Faith Bailey there on that kill. Then Catherine Atkinson leading the way, 8 kills on 22 swings, hitting .045. But following up, Jordan Benford has 6 kills. And Paris Griffin also with 4. This is a Thunder team that, again, as we said at the top of the broadcast, lost a lot of key players. Caroline Capps, who had 388 kills, 5th in the CCIW, was a second-team All-CCIW. Also Emerson Trawick, who was second on the team in kills. But Jordan Benford, Catherine Atkinson, Ashton Nager have made huge plays. Even Sydney Overway, the Thunder have gotten a lot more size this season. Looking for a historic feat. 8-0 is what's on the line. First time ever starting 8-0. It's already their best start since 2018. (18-16) lead for the Thunder. And Benford trying to punish the early shot right there. Benford will try again. That one dug there by Layla Cooks. Bryant going to get denied though. Again, for Rockford, their next match is not until September 20th, so in 11 days when they have to take on the Milwaukee School of Engineering. 19-16 lead for the Thunder. Miller, nice dig there, but out of play. Higgins could not save it. Wheaton again has not lost a single set to Rockford in the 4 matches, including tonight, that they've played. And that was a little bit of a weak assist right there. No quadruple touch on Rockford's side, as they said that it was blocked by a Wheaton player. Bailey, dig there by Ross. Cooks, once again a soft floater. Bailey finds the wide open spot in the zone, and the Thunder are 5 points away from taking this third set and bringing out the brooms. Oh, they somehow set that one over. Miller gave her credit, and the Thunder pounce it right back. That was Faith Bailey yet again. She barely played last season. In fact, only played in 5 matches. Bluffton, North Central, Carthage, MSOE, and Lake Forest. This was someone who played a couple of seasons ago. Won the CCIW Respect Award back in 2023. In fact, in that 2023 season, 72 blocks for Faith Bailey. Led the team, also good enough to be 9th in the CCIW. And then against UW La Crosse, hit .579 with 11 kills on 19 swings, 6 blocks as well, which is not her career high. That one again for Faith Bailey. 6 kills on 10 swings. She's hitting over .440 on the match. And the Thunder 3 points away from wrapping up this match. Also, fans, stay tuned for the post-game interview conducted by Rylan McDonald. So Coach Plunkett is not going to come up like he did last season. Said the interview will be conducted on the court. So can't wait to see that. That one actually hits the tape. Might have caused some confusion there for Rockford, as the Thunder now 2 points away from taking this match. Benford once again to serve. for Lacey Higgins. Also, she has 6 aces. That's not a career high. She once had 7 aces against Loris back in 2022. As Rockford trying to keep this possession alive, keep this set alive. But what a crazy stat line for Lacey Higgins. Those 2 kills off those dump shots. She has 19 assists, 6 service aces, and 6 digs. 23-19, Rockford down by 4. Atkinson, dig there nicely by Miller. There's our Sostek. And once again, that's Hammond. Mary Hammond, the freshman. 3 kills on 11 swings for her. 2 blocks as well. Thunder 1 point away from taking the match. And they'll put it in the hands of one of the reliable seniors, Faith Bailey, and Kennedy Kempt is also in for the first time. And they will rely on her serving to finish it out. Kemp appearing in her 4th match. Sostek. The left pin again, Atkinson in play. And the Wheaton Thunder 8-0 for the first time in program history. Again, what an incredible match there by Wheaton. Looking to stay even more perfect if they can win against Concordia, Wisconsin, another NAC opponent that Wheaton will take on tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Well, Wheaton takes care of business. 25-15 in set number 1, 25-10 in set number 2, and then 25-19 in the 3rd set, as you just witnessed. Atkinson finishing the game 9 of 24, hitting .083. But Jordan Benford and Faith Bailey each chipping in with 6 kills. Meanwhile, on Rockford's side, Ashley Miller 6 of 19, hitting .158 in the match. Again, for Rockford, they will be off for about 11 days, and then they'll take on MSOE. Wheaton, as I just said a couple of seconds ago, they'll have Concordia, Wisconsin. In fact, Wheaton will take on, including Rockford, they have 3 consecutive NAC opponents. Rockford, Concordia, Wisconsin, and Aurora. And of course, Aurora's in that Scribner tournament. And hoping to get a post-game interview with Coach Plunkett as he's talking with the team, but it's just so much new energy for the second-year head coach. 23-14 overall is Wheaton with Coach Plunkett at the helm. And then it'll be Ryland McDonald to conduct the interview for the first time this season. Wheaton 8-0. Ryland McDonald doing the interview. And Ryland, take it away.
I'm here with Coach Plunkett. Coach, can you tell me what the main factors were in today's game to win?
Rockford played some really good defense tonight, and I think we kind of have been preaching about being consistent. So what we tried to do is execute clean on our side. Sometimes we did it at a really high clip, sometimes we didn't. So I think what the keys were is for us to be able to execute our offense no matter what the situation was. Again, I think there were some inconsistencies on what we did, but we eventually found the rhythm to win all 3 sets, which I'm thankful for.
Yeah, it's a great game. Were there any key focus parts of practice that led into today's victory?
I thought eventually our serve receive smoothed out. So we were always going to focus on our serve and our serve receive. We started a little rough with our serve receive at times, but it smoothed out. And then we got into a rhythm of our offense. I thought we were actually very good from the service line. We missed a few early on, but we had some key service runs. Lacey went on that huge run in set 2 that led to it. So we spent a lot of time on those first 2 contacts, and we hope that they'll continue to be strengths for us throughout the year.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and congrats on the win again.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right, we will be back here tomorrow night in King Arena at 6 p.m. against Concordia, Wisconsin. Have a good night and go Thunder.